It's the Holy Drive Show. My name is Jimmy Hanks once again, and we're still having an interview with Honorable Ocan, Member of Parliament representing Gulu, a former leader of opposition, a mother to many. She shares a story. In episode 1, she was telling us about her history, where she has come from, how God has lifted her from grass to grace. I'll take a small break and I'll be right back with Honorable. Stay tuned. Still telling me, I've learned a lot from your story, but at the end of the day, I would love to know, whom do you attribute your success to?
Very many people. One is God. God is number one. By the way, my mother and father were not so much into this church going. It's my grandmother who said she did also some Bible what, but she was also not very much into church going. I remember in P2, P3, I was already into prayers. That prayer is very useful to us. My sister, my eldest sister alive, that time, she's now the late, got saved in P4.
P4?
Yes, she got saved in P4. And I think she influenced also us to love God. You know, as children who were considered to be very special, then there is some kind of ritual they would do. Ritual my grandmother would do, would get certain branches of a tree called Ocan. I don't know in English, Ocan. They would put in the compound and then prepare food without salt, peas without salt, but with moya and millet, which is newly what? Newly harvested. So harvest, they believe that for us, the special children should first be given food to they call it jok. Jok, eh? Before
I'm
eating.
learning the language.
For it is for health. Yes. Then they would do what for us we would be bare-chested there. Then they would sprinkle water on us. Oh, we need health. Oh, we need good harvest. Oh, like that. Praying, you know, prayer before the prayers of the church. Okay. So my sister rejected that one at the age of P4, around P4, when she was in P4, the eldest sister. She was a Kelo. She was the immediate follower of the Jok, because we call twins Jok, and also those which come with the legs first, bridge, also Jok. So, she was the eldest. My sister, instead of my sister being there, they would hold a grass for her, a long grass for her, but we would go. But then we gradually started following our sister, thinking that this ritual here, which they perform for begging for health, for what is just nonsense. True. So I started focusing more on God. And the songs we would sing in like P2, the songs was all mainly about Jesus, about Jesus Christ, asking people to now bring people. Like if I try one in my language, Obi Bedo Lumakdano, Lumakdano, Lumakdano. Obi Bedo Lumakdano, Kaulubuan. So, Obi Bedo Lufonye Mabe. Yes. Instead of catching fish, you come to catch people. Okay. And then instead of being there, you come to be teachers, good teachers. So that one made me to love God, and I continue to love God up to now. I love God with all my heart. But I cannot claim to love God when I don't love you, Jimmy.
Of course.
Because I see you, but the God is not seen. So it is through loving you that I am loving God. So I should also love my neighbors, love people with all my heart. So that is really...
So do you believe it's God that has made you who you are today?
Exactly. I believe
Some people
so.
can say it's the power of the people, it's my money, but you as a child, you believe it's God
I
who has been at the
believe it's
forefront of your
God,
journey.
and I believe God can do a lot through people, people of Gulu City, of Gulu District, of Acholi Sub-Region, even of Uganda at large. You know, when I was a leader of opposition, I tried very much to touch almost everywhere. I would go and be with the people. So people know that they pray a lot for me. Why do you pray? Because you believe in God. All of us believe in God. And I believe in people being my keeper. They are my keeper. I should also be your keeper, just like you are my keeper. Let us be each other's keeper. When we are each other's keeper, we don't fight. Instead, we try to protect, and we use laws to correct the bad things.
True.
Yes.
So what has been the secret behind your good name, the good reputation? I've not heard you in scandals. I've not heard you in fights in parliament. You've been this organized lady. Even when you're leader of opposition, I never saw you at any point being involved in these scandals, you know, those dirty games in politics. What has been the secret behind this? Because I believe the chances might have come, but you didn't allow them, I believe. The things you are foregone.
Even in my own home, my own area, like Gulu City, I always appeal for people to live together. There is a group of people that people have started calling bad names. They are young people, youth. They call them Ago. These are people who have struggled with their lives. Do you know that sometimes we parents can be very irresponsible and not do our work? When we don't do our work first is we are first teachers of our children. And we need to start taking care of our children from the womb. A mother has to feed the child there growing in the womb, the fetus, very well. So it is not a responsibility of a mother only. It is also of a father. You know you have fathered a child, a fetus who is growing up in the womb. Make sure that this woman is able to take fruits, able to take milk, able to take food that makes this child grow up well. Make sure that the mother goes to antenatal clinic where she is advised on her health issues. These days we have people who are HIV positive, so that there should be elimination of mother-to-child transmission of HIV. So all this is possible if a mother goes to antenatal ward. But when a child comes out, and you, a father, we are just entangled in this domestic ward fight, that child will not have a good environment of growing. We should all smile to babies, love the babies, grow up, give the best, feeding, taking to hospital for vaccination, and all this. And when the child is a toddler, also continue to give the best. Give love, show humility. That child will also grow up with a lot of love. But if you keep drinking, if a mother is a drunkard, the father is a drunkard, the child is growing like a snake in the bush. No. That is why we have our children on the street. Poverty is there, but usually home is the best place to nurture a child. Even when we are poor, let us have our
Charity
babies.
begins from home.
Yes, let us have our children together with us. And let us prioritize the most important things of life. And this is what we taught mainly in the rural development work, that we have a lot of things that we need, but we need to prioritize. Sometimes I should prioritize beans over my glass. Yes, if I use this 2,000 for buying beans, how many people will eat the beans? So that is really important. Important that a mother and a father love their gifts. And to my people of Gulu City, I keep asking when I go to the villages, I say, what is it that is the best gift that we usually get? They all know. Gifts of baby, I said. If they fail to answer, I said, yes, gift of babies, gift of human being. Can you buy human being from supermarket? Or from any market? Or from any shop? That means that when God has given you a baby, take care of this baby very well. And when you take care of this baby very well, this baby will not go on the street. So I love these other young people who have struggles through thick and thin with the life. In Acholi community, we have extended family structure. This extended family structure is to accommodate issues of orphans. Nobody should be left out. But this day is either because of poverty. I've even interested the cultural leaders to go out and try to revive the good aspects of our culture. Extended family structure is to accommodate those problems. We don't call for death, but surely there is death. We are not alive in this world forever and ever. And we can live, but sometimes if God has meant for you to live like Jesus Christ, then you don't reach 40 and you go. But you already live out responsibility of children.
You're right.
Your brother, your sisters, your brother-in-law, sister-in-law, your nephew, your uncle. All those people should be able to accommodate. And for us in Acholi, people would always round up food and then you eat together. Round up the food together, put up a big dish with the people with their plates. Then you get what is enough for you. You get knowing that so and so is going to get from the same dish. And then we eat. That will accommodate the orphan so that orphans are not left out. They are not stigmatized. They are together. This is no more, even in our culture of Acholi. So these are the things that I always appeal for, that we can bring up very responsible citizens if we are good teachers. And good teachers, all of us are teachers. Mother and father are first teachers. Then the formal teaching in school is very, very critical. Let all the children go to school. No child should be left behind. So if we do that, then we reduce on this street, children struggling on the street, the number increasing, even if things are, poverty is biting. At the moment, poverty is biting. In very many parts of the country, poverty is biting. But we can fight this poverty together. We should not allow our children to just, from very early stage to already get involved in this sport betting. Sport betting is not productive. It cannot transform a home. Let us allow children to focus on something which will transform their homes. Because you first have to transform your family, then community. This we must be serious on. We should not allow our children to get into drinking too early. But we must also be exemplary. One thing which I have really not liked is trying to let corruption be deeply rooted. During our time of school, when you have to elect prefect, usually a prefect is somebody who is a little bigger, who can command
Was influence.
who can command the class, not somebody who is going to bring sweets and provide sweets for people. You see, this one is already deepening corruption. We must make sure that if our children want to become prefects, they should be of good character. When you are of good character, your class will pick you. I told you I was picked by over 500 women to be what? To go and represent them in Kachokema did. Not by giving anything, but just by being of good character.
Yeah, the good name you had built.
And knowledgeable. You have to be knowledgeable. If you are going to represent people on peace building, then you must be knowledgeable on what happens in peace building.
So, Honorable, what has been the secret behind you not falling a victim of corruption? Because you've been a civil servant for some good time.
It's always putting God first. God is number one, then other things. I know life is very tough for people. And that's why sometimes I don't condemn. Even God said, condemn not and you will not
The
be
budget
condemned.
is higher than your income.
Yeah, that is true. And I think before we started this, I told you about issues which came from different parts of Gulu, including up to Kampala here. And I was there with my children in Lugogo. Sometimes the demand on our leaders can make also leaders go astray. The demand is too much. And when you say you don't have, then you are already a bad person. Please, to our people who have sent us, we are your servants, but we don't have everything. We try where government has failed. We have always pushed government to prioritize people in the right way, not by carrying money on the head. Carrying money on the head. How about those ones who you are not going to reach? That is not the right way. The right way is making sure that systems of government should work. Systems should work. So this is what we should do. Teachers should do their work well. Medical workers should do their work well. Extension workers should do their work well. And we should do our work well. We should be present in our localities of work. And if we do our work well, our people will live well. But also as leaders, we should also do our work well.
You should do your part in short.
Yes, we all have to do our part.
So, Honorable, as we wind up the show, with the influence that you've had over years, the success God has given you, how have you been able to impact the society, the church?
Well, thank you. When I moved in Gulu, the greater Gulu, where we have Omoro, then Gulu district, even Noaya and Namoro, sometimes I see also my hands where I have also contributed in putting up churches. Not that I have spearheaded, but sometimes I have influence. Like there is a place in Lakwana called Buramonya. I went there when the place was so rural. And the children could not move very far. Then I went to discuss with the then bishop of northern Uganda, and he bought the idea. He started moving there, and we kept on moving. We built on. Now the children go to school, including even the nursery. The church is there. So move. Sometime I point and say, oh, when people were viewing eclipse in Pakwach, we were here with the bishop praying, and I contributed like 20 bags of cement to that church. That is to the building. But the church itself is about the hearts. we carry the church in our hearts. So I have moved to structures of the churches like Catholic Women Association, Mothers Union, Christian Women Fellowship, the catechists, the lay readers. I have always talked to them, including even sometimes to the priests. I have talked in some churches, the pastors, that is the yes. I have talked. I have talked to the young people, and those who have taken what I've always said.
Wow.
I've been very positive about being selfless, being keepers of people, and working very hard. I always tell them hard work is paramount. We have to work because God said we have to work in order for us to eat.
True.
Yes, we have to sweat a bit. So I have tried my best humanly, because I cannot also be everywhere. But where I have been, in the churches, I have tried. Also in schools, I have tried. I remember sometime, was it about 3 years ago or so, I went and talked to the S4s of Sacred Heart, the leaders. I went, sat with them, and we talked, because I know that our S4 leaders are the people who usually, especially the girls, can easily get astray. So I talked to them, and they appreciated. And in their appreciation, one of them who gave a vote of thanks said, "Mommy, you have talked to us things that we have never heard even from our parents, but things that you have gathered as a leader, as one-time Secretary for Children's Affairs. We also encourage you to talk to our younger sisters." You know, in that school, it's a girls' school. Younger sisters, so that they are focused, so that they have vision for their what? For their studies. They have their dreams that they should be able to fulfill. You cannot fulfill if you are not guided
True.
by especially the wisdom from God. And I keep telling them that, you know, sometime when I come to talk to you like this, I first pray that God should give me some wisdom,
The wisdom,
or
of
what to
course.
say. Yes.
So, Honorable, give us your best scripture in the Bible.
I love Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want.
Wow. And I
You will not
shall
lack.
not want.
You will not lack. He is there. He protects you. Even when you are traveling through the darkest part of the world, He is there with His what? With His they call it what? With His the stake. He's protecting you. So that one, right from verse 1 to verse 6, because there are only 6 verses, I think. The Lord is my shepherd. I love it very much. But I also love a lot in Matthew about, is it blessing? There is blessing, 8 blessings that if you love the Lord, those who love the Lord will get a lot of blessing. And this is through being humble, through serving the needy, through also visiting people in prison, in hospital, and giving water to those who need water, and giving food to the hungry. And I don't remember the verse exactly, but I think it is in Matthew, I think 25.
Okay.
So that one is very, very good for me. So, but otherwise, there are very many verses which are
Truly,
good.
there are very many. So,
Yes.
my last question, Honorable, how I've listened to your story. I usually ask my guests this question as I finish the show. You've lived a life. I believe you're now over 40 years. You've lived half of your life on earth.
More than half.
More than a half.
More than half. I think I am left with not, if God loves me so much, then it's not more, it's not up to 30.
Let's believe God you reach there.
Yes.
I would love to know, how would you wish to be remembered? And how would you want the world to celebrate you when you're gone? And also, do you feel within your heart that you've done your part on earth, you've played your role, you've served people, you've served your God, you're contented in your heart?
Thank you. I want to leave a good legacy. A legacy that we must love, show love, and love people. Whenever you can sacrifice, sacrifice. And we have to be very truthful. When we say sacrifice, is painfully giving something to somebody who is more in need. But you may also need that something. But you say, let me, like when I'm traveling, I can say, let me be traveled without water, and let me give this water to so and so, or this little money. Of course, I cannot give fuel away because fuel has to be in my car in order for me to travel. But I can give some little comforts that I have to be in. So sacrifice. I want people to remember that there is nothing as good as believing in God. Because when you believe in God, you look unto God for everything. Wisdom, and you want to always move in the path of God. So people should remember me for loving God. And I cannot love God who is not sin and then refuse to love people. I love people. So love is number one. Number two is to have strong faith. Number three is to be truthful. Number four is to be a light to others. I hope. You know, I one time worked with the children and even founded a small group called Laro and Peche Women's Association for Children. We were working for children. And the children, really because of the story of the late Dr. Lukuya, and whenever we went to them, they said, what would you like to become? Who is your best, what? Your best, what do we say? Not
Role model.
Role model. Then most of them would say, I want to be like Dr. Lukuya. Because of the attributes.
You're selfless.
Yes, that came out very well. So if I can also leave out people to talk about me, that she was like this, she was like this, let us say, and when my children go somewhere or grandchildren, say, oh, that's a grandchild of Mama Betty. That must be a good person.
Wow.
Yes.
So you feel you've done your part, you're contented. In short,
Yes.
you have a legacy.
What I don't like to see is, I saw something like the Assyria, where the big man escaped, and then the child was being hung. I pray God should not allow me to do bad things to the extent of the community hanging up my children, my grandchildren. Let my children be loved the way communities of Uganda, of Acholi, of Gulu City have loved me.
Wow.
So this is what I want to live to the world. If God can make me live that, it will be the best.
Wow.
Yes.
And surely God will grant it to you.
Thank
He's a
you.
God who searches hearts of men. Surely He will do it for
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure having you, Honorable Betty Ocan, all on the Holy Drive Show. We've learned a lot from your story, and I believe many more people are going to be blessed by this show. It's always a pleasure having people of your caliber, people of your status, because you bring out what many don't know about you. They usually see in the spotlight, in parliament, you know. They don't know the other side of you, which I believe today the world has got to know. I've personally learned a lot, and I believe from the few words that I've learned from you as a mother, I also try to be different from the way I've been. It's been a pleasure having you on the Holy Drive Show.
Thank you.
May God bless you so much.
Thank you. God
Until
bless you.
we meet again, I love you all, our dear viewers. Shalom, shalom.